Hey guys, and welcome back to another Hypixel API tutorial video. In this video we're going to be covering the permissions method under the guilds method under the resources endpoint on the Hypixel API. So as always, when we're checking out resources, we're not going to be using our API key because this actually doesn't take any parameters. And as with the past few videos, we're going to be using the synchronous template. I've got a video already posted on if you want to use async calls for a project that you're actually wanting to use. If you're actually making a project out of this, you should definitely be using async calls unless you want your stuff to stall out. So please go ahead and check that out if you need to use that. But just for the purpose of showing off the endpoint, I'm going to be using the synchronous function here. It's a lot simpler to show off. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this. Like I said, the URL is just going to be api.hypixel.net, which is always going to be the same base, and then it's just /resources to go into resources, and then guilds, and then permissions. So it's a little interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what that looks like in command prompt. So we're going to run API contact.py, and you'll see it's not too large, but it is fairly interesting. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what this looks like in Firefox. So as per usual, we've got our success is true, which is you're essentially always going to get. This is just habit at this point to make sure that it's there. And we've got our last updated, which is the same with all the resources endpoints, all the resource methods, because it essentially just gives you a last date that it was the date for when it was last updated. And this is a Unix millisecond timestamp, if I haven't already mentioned it. So this was last updated quite some time ago, but we'll take a look at it. So if you open up, there's permissions here, and then you've got 14 different permissions that you can check out. These are actually quite interesting. So we'll go into an example here. Let's take this one. So the first, within each one, you'll see there's always a language. So ENUS, for example. I don't know why this is here. Maybe they're hoping to add support for non-English, like American English here. Like add support for other languages, like French and stuff. But they never did. So this is what we've got. We've got ENUS, okay? And so that we've got the name and description of the permission. So we've got modify guild tag is the name, and the description is just permission to change the guild's tag. And then we've got an item here. This item will just have a name, and this will be the type of item that is represented in the GUI. So when you want to give permissions, there's a GUI, right? And so for this specific permission, it's represented in the GUI in-game through a sign. And we can take a look at another example here. So let's go this last one down here. So as always, ENUS, which I find really cool that they're hopefully adding support for other languages. But as we all know, Skyblock takes priority, so maybe in a few years we'll get it. Who knows? We've got to change guild Discord. So this is the permission for changing the guild's Discord, and the description is just exactly what it does. So it's the permission to change your guild's Discord join link. And then the item, that's actually a cool item. It's the filled map. So it's there's two different types of map. There's the map, which is just the default map when you get out of the crafting bench, and then or the crafting table. And then we've got the filled map, which is when you like actually use it, like changes a little icon. So this is the icon that you'll see in the GUI in game. And you'll see that there's like quite a few of these. Like this is for comparator. Here we've got the chest. Here we've got a diamond, a lever, like arrow. Like they go through all of them. But there's a lot of those. So I just felt like showing off this short little endpoint here. I think it's really cool to be able to see all the different things. But that's been it for this video. I don't want to go over the documentation because the documentation is very poor for the resource endpoint. If you haven't seen my previous videos on that, I've already checked it out in some of them. But essentially there's just no information really on what's given in the resources. And it's sort of assumed that you have an idea of what you're getting into if you are using this endpoint, as it is a resource for developers specifically for building projects. That said, make sure you subscribe if you want to stay up to touch with all my videos. Make sure you give this video a like if you did learn anything. Comment down below if you have any questions on anything regarding what was covered in this video. I'll make sure to help you. If you want more real-time response for help with the API, go ahead and check my Discord down below. You can join that. And we've got a nice little community of people for my different projects, whether it be my API tutorials or my Minecraft bots, stuff like that. And then if you really want to support me, you can go check out my Patreon down below and take a look at that. You can sponsor me for just like $3 a day, and you can essentially get a one-on-one talk with me if you really want. That's been it for this video, and hopefully you know what you need to know about this endpoint now.